Hello, everyone. Yes, you are all welcome to this day's live session. We're happy to have you here. And without wasting your time, we want to quickly go into what we have for today. So, looking at my screen, you can see what we have there. David Hundeyin has released another one. This is an affidavit that was sworn by Tinubu years back, showing that he has two different degrees. He graduated from Chicago State University and from the University of Chicago. These are two different institutions. So if you can take note of what David Hundeyin wrote here, he said, all here, the whatever pusher with a BSc in economics and another BSc in business administration. So he added this image. So when we talk about this forgery of a thing, like we said yesterday, you could trace this, far back. This has been happening far back before now, but I don't really want to go into it. Dr. Te has got enough information to hand over to us as regards to this image. Doc, please come in and explain to our viewers what this document that David Hundeyin uploaded today on his Twitter handle entails.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I hope you had a very great day today. It's been a busy day for someone like me. All the same, it's time to hang out again and to deepen ourselves with knowledge and information with the heist we are being played in our country. But let me start this way. Yesterday, we did touch about the gagging of media, the deployment of government forces to curtail the amount of information that media houses, especially the mainstream media in Nigeria, can release. The reason is simple. If you can beat down the truth and magnify the lie and repeat the lies, chances are that people are going to buy it because it will become norm to them. But thank God for such platform as this, because we can be bad, we can be gagged. Now, let's look at it. David released this very, very, very relevant information. And you do know that one of the reasons why they are being proactive to begin to gag the media is because another bombshell information is coming from FBI. 500-page file. 500 every month for the next 5 months. So they are trying to make sure that they shut down, they muzzle the media houses so that when this bombshell information starts coming out, they will either suppress it or create the narrative to relate to it. So keep tuned here, because if the mainstream media in Nigeria are gagged or suppressed, you can always be rest assured that you get this information. For instance, how many mainstream media house in Nigeria has this information? But this information is available. This is from the Federal High Court Ikoyi. The document you're seeing here is the affidavit that was sworn in 1998 when yours truly was applying to become a governor of Lagos State under the political party Alliance for Democracy. And in this particular affidavit, which, oh my goodness, this thing is in the court. This document is in the file of the Federal High Court, Lagos. It is there. And what is in it? I'll read. It says in paragraph 2 that he attended University of Chicago from 1972 to 1976, and subsequently attended Chicago State University from 1976 to 1979. That he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in economics from the Chicago State University and Bachelor of Science degree from business administration from the Chicago State University. Did you hear it? 2 different universities and 2 different degrees. You might say, does it happen? Yes. Now, I know that in United Kingdom, there is a university they called Southampton University. And then there is another university they call Southampton Solent University. These are two universities in the same city. In Oxford, they have Oxford University. And they also have another university called Oxford Brookes University. In Birmingham, they have Birmingham University and Birmingham City University. In Manchester, they have Manchester University and Manchester Metropolitan University. What I'm trying to say in effect is that in many big countries of the world, they have sometimes a university that is called Chicago University, University of Chicago, and Chicago State University. So there's no confusion here. That's number one. Number two, he specified that he, in this affidavit here, this affidavit is in the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, Lagos. He specified in this affidavit here that he obtained Bachelor of Science degree in economics from Chicago, from the University of Chicago. And that he also obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting from Chicago State University. It is not, it's clear. There's nothing ambiguous here. And he went further to paragraph 4 to mention in paragraph 4 that he went to exile in 1994 to October 1998 because of Abacha, you remember. And he said that he was also in the Senate and he was the chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Banking and Finance. That is paragraph 5. He stated that all his certificate and other belongings, that is in paragraph 4, it says, I went on self-exile from October 1994 to October 1998 when I returned and discovered that all my property, this English was actually even wrong, it's supposed to be my properties, including all the documents relating to my qualifications and certificate in respect of the paragraph 2 and 3 above, were looted by unknown persons. Now, we are going to connect this thing later because you know, and we know, that Chicago State University in their deposition did mention that there has never been a request by that name for any certificate since that name graduated. It is not on their record for request of certificate. So which certificate was the one that was stolen? And this was in 1998. Secondly, we all heard him in Chatham House where he's saying that the replacement certificate had been sent to him. And we also heard from Chicago State University that there is no application of any replacement certificate, that the only application of replacement certificate that was made by Enahoro Eba. And that was released to Enahoro Eba, no other person. So, the challenge here is this. Can you now, Nigerians, see the reason why they want to shut down the mouth of media in Nigeria? Because whether the Supreme Court rules against him or not, this exposure has not even started. The unmasking of this mystery, this masquerade that had been a mystery to Nigeria since 1999 till date, the unmasking is just beginning. You can imagine what is going to be happening when 500 pages of document is being dropped on the lap of David Hundeyin every month for the next 5 months. And that is coming only from FBI. What of the one that will come from IRS? What of the one that will come from Homeland Security? By the time, what of the one that will come from the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency? So they are being proactive to gag the media and shut them down, so that when this thing comes, they will be the people that will direct the narrative how they want, just like they are trying to manipulate the narrative of this particular Chicago State University. Even when we have the transcript, they are still trying to tell us that what we have in the transcript, what we are reading, is not what it means. Even when we have it, even when we have this affidavit that where someone is saying that he went to school since 1972, that was what connected the GCE certificate that came out in 1970. Remember that Government College Lagos started in 1974. So assuming that indeed he went to University of Chicago, which certificate did he use to go? That is now the connection between the GCE certificate that was supposed to have been released to him in 1970, because according to him, he attended the secondary school from 1968 or thereabouts. So can you see that this heist, this scam, dates back to 1968? So let's just say to 1970. 1970 to now is 53 years. 53 years of holding you, holding me, holding entire Nigeria to ransom.
So thank you very much for that explanation. Yes,
Another one.
honestly, there are still so much to uncover, in this forgery of a thing, because they don't really want to come out to tell Nigerians what they did. They are trying to cover up, but this one is beyond them. There is no hiding place for them. So there is this new discovery that Tinubu's camp, or maybe his spokespeople, we don't know who exactly, went to Wikipedia to edit his name. They ended up adding this Adekunle. We know that this is the certificate that was submitted to the NYSC, and like we all know, it has Adekunle attached to it. Then maybe because of these latest, discoveries, as in all these things that are coming up now, they quickly went to Wikipedia to adjust his name. Instead of the BAT that we know that stands for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they now add Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. So I'm going to be playing this video for you guys so that you will listen to it and get to understand the kind of people we are dealing with. They are just trying to plant fear in the hearts of people, telling the media to be very careful, the people you invite on your platform, because they know that so many things are yet to be brought to the spotlight. So let me just play this video.
Exactly.
Premium Times newspaper reported a while ago that the NYSC certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC carries the nation, because if we are ever going to get the right thing done in this case, we need as many voices as we can get. Now, let's get to the issue of the recent name change by Tinubu. Premium Times newspaper reported a while ago that the NYSC certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC carries the name Bola Adekunle Tinubu. That is, the A in his supposed name, which the whole world knows to stand for Ahmed, was seen as Adekunle on his NYSC certificate. That's the certificate there. Yes, on your screen. If you look closely, you will see Adekunle instead of Ahmed. How did Adekunle come about? No one could tell. Now, knowing fully well that this irregularity invalidates that certificate, APC people quickly ran to Wikipedia and added Adekunle to Tinubu's name. Look at it, it's right there on your screen. Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. And this happened few hours ago. I took this screenshot at around 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, and it is showing last edited 9 hours ago, meaning it was edited on Saturday. Just look at it. Now, the popular initials BAT, which stood for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has now changed to Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. So it's no longer Bat, it's now Ba-A-At. Oh, how much more changes and alterations are we going to see in this matter? This is absolutely ridiculous. This is a complete joke. Nigeria has
Okay.
become a complete joke.
All right.
Yes,
Now,
no, they said they've got nothing to hide. He graduated. How come they are coming to make this adjustment at this time? And Nigerians are very smart human beings, honestly. They are just so smart. You can imagine that this is Ben Jokes, please. You can check out his
oh
YouTube
my God. Let me
channel and
tell you.
also like support him, please.
Let me
He
tell you
went
something.
there on Wikipedia only for him to see that they edited the
Wait,
information.
madam, wait.
I,
You should ask me why I'm laughing. You know why I'm laughing?
I
These
don't.
people don't know that our generation are on electronic prompts. It's like Nigerians are on some kind of automated prompt. Any little change they make, an alarm is set off. I say, wake up, wake up. They have done it. They have done it again. Oh. Do you understand? These guys, it's like they are sitting down and they just key in a code in their computer and say, anything that happens on this name, alert us quick. We need to
Hmm,
report it. And
hmm,
secondly, another thing I was laughing, I looked at that name presented, and then I saw GCFR. Do you know what it means? Grand Commander of the Federal Republic. This is the highest honor in Nigeria.
hmm.
Nigerians, who have we bestowed the highest honor?
Who is your president, Nigerians?
Nigerians, who have we bestowed the highest honor? And what is the credentials, the qualifications, the antecedents, the history of our highest honor hanging on someone's neck? Where will Buhari and co? How do Buhari and co sit down wherever they are today and say they have done their best? A man like Buhari, both in governance and in succession path, what will he tell his ancestors? What will he tell his conscience that he has done to
Hmm,
Nigeria?
hmm. Okay, let me read
Back
out
to
all this.
back not back to sorry, please. Do you want me to say something here?
Yeah, you can continue. No problem.
So let's start to brainstorm on this NYSC certificate that was submitted to INEC. Meanwhile, all these things are with INEC. All these inconsistencies are with INEC. Number one, we were told that this person had NYSC discharge certificate. Which state did he serve? We don't know. Number two, excuse me, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Oh.
Hmm.
Number
My
two,
God.
did you call it? Says the National Youth Service scores. This is to certify that Susan So NYSC Oyo State. He said he served in Oyo State. That he served in Oyo State in 1980, 82, 83. That was when he served. Oyo State, because from the NYSC number, you will know the state. Look at it, NYSC/OYO/FDRN/82/9106. And then his name there is Tinubu Bola Adekunle. Now let's ask ourselves a question. When did the Ahmed come up? And when did Adekunle replace Ahmed? When was Ahmed born? Which one is older? Is it Adekunle or Ahmed? Which
And
one?
don't forget that the Chicago State University has Tinubu, Bola A. Tinubu.
That's what
So
I'm
is
saying.
that
Yes.
A that they are
Yes.
struggling with?
The mystery A now, unfortunately, now what they have as initial now is BAAT.
A, two A's
BAAT
now.
instead of BAT. When did the second A emerge?
God.
What has been, since when did we have the double A? And how can you have in your NYS? Remember that when it comes to NYSC, you served and I served. It is exactly what is on your call-up letter. And please, what is it that is on your call-up letter? Your call-up letter is what your school mobilizes you. Is it not true? The school where you study will send your name to NYSC. Fine, this person is a foreign student. That is the FR something. Is a foreign student who has studied in Chicago State, which means the certificate of the Chicago State University or the certificate of the first degree he got before going for the second degree. Because it is actually funny that someone who could have gone for master's degree decide to go for another bachelor's degree. The first one is in economics. The second one is in accounting. Why not go for master's degree? You decided to spend 4 years pursuing bachelor's degree. Now, eventually you graduated in 1979. You didn't want to do your NYSC. You came back 1983 to do your NYSC. When you gave them the certificate, did you tell them that it is Adekunle? If you told them that it is Adekunle that the A represents in the Chicago State University, at what point did the Adekunle stop existing and Ahmed popped up? And at what point did Wikipedia now expanded to accommodate the two Adekunles, the two A's? That is A plus. Does that tell us people who are now desperate or not? And
let me read out what this tweet says, so, because we have other videos to be going into. This person said, ha 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 ha. Can we all just agree that Dele Farotimi did not exaggerate when he called Tinubu a career criminal? Truly, jokes apart, he's a certified career criminal. Otherwise, why this? He has updated his name on Wikipedia to include Adekunle. With this, it won't be a surprise if in the next few days all the documents with INEC gets updated. I think this tweet makes sense. She ended up with, this man is not even remorseful. Hey. So yeah, possibly this one they came on this platform, the Wikipedia website, to update this thing. Automatically, don't be surprised, you can just wake up and only for you to see that everything is having that name.
But
Nigeria is one funny country.
No. But the funny thing is that they even do things with very brash crude. They forgot that all the documents submitted to INEC had already been certified by INEC and available to the public. But of course, INEC is always right, and the court will side with INEC whatever they do. So the whole thing is building up to Supreme Court slapping us in the face and telling us that they don't take orders from us. That is INEC they know. And if INEC say these guys are good, these guys are good.
Yes, don't forget that of Tinubu. I heard the certificate that Mba submitted was no longer found in his INEC file. So anything can happen in Nigeria. That's just one thing.
Exactly.
So
that's the story in Enugu. But the so-called people too forgot that not only one source had gone to get certified through copy from INEC, and it is available to the public. Isn't it funny? Just like in Kano State, they deducted votes only from NNPP. They did not deduct any from SDP. They did not deduct any from PDP. They did not deduct any from APC. All other votes remain the same. And 126,000 or 120 something thousand ballots only had no signature or no date or no stamp, and they are carrying NNPP. How empty do these people think that Nigerians are in their brain?
Let me
And funny enough, it is the so-called judges that is this dumb in the way they do things.
So, Doc, let's take this video.
His caption reads, "Yet again, Atiku Abubakar beats his tattered drum of shame. The All Progressives Congress is unfazed by the press conference addressed by former Vice President and candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, earlier today. The press conference lacked purpose and delivered nothing except for the pitiful regurgitation of lies, mindless distortion, and deliberate falsehood in his infantile obsession with the academic record of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We believe Atiku should have known better than to demonstrate gross contempt of the highest court by making public comments on the matter that he has submitted to the court for adjudication. The major takeaway from his Yaradua Center show, especially at question time, was that Atiku harbors deep animosity towards Tinubu, whom he believes was responsible for his electoral woes in 2007, 2015, 2019, and this year. Well, Mr. Ononuga went further to provide details of the deposition by Caleb Westberg, the registered witness of the Chicago State University, some of which we have already discussed here. Let me take his 7th point. He made about 7. By Ononuga wrote again, "There is also no part of Mr. Westberg's deposition where he said that the certificate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented to INEC for his election is fake or forged. All the insinuations and innuendos in this regard are pure mischief and should be disregarded. President Tinubu could not have forged a university degree he honorably earned because there is no advantage to derive from such and no incentive to do so." Well, Kalu, counsel to Atiku Abubakar during the press conference on Thursday, claimed that the findings from the deposition at the U.S. court showed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu forged the certificates he presented to INEC. He also stated that there is a discrepancy in the name written on the National Youth Service Corps certificate submitted by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Independent National Electoral Commission.
On the certificates issued or released by Chicago State University to the lawyers of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. These are the documents. 1, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu forged the certificate he presented to INEC. That's 1. 2, that the qualifying certificate from Southwest College to Chicago State University bears a female, indicating that that document does not belong to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 3, the Chicago State University admission application form has a claim that Bola Ahmed Tinubu attended Government College, Lagos, and graduated in 1970, when indeed the school was established in 1974. The same document has it that the owner of that document is a black American, and the document Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to INEC, he denied having dual citizenship, which means it does not belong to him. Then, the same document, oral deposition, says that the A, Bola A. Tinubu, is Ahmed, But the NYSC certificate Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to INEC has Adekunle. I don't know where the Adekunle and the Ahmed emerged from.
All right, this man's, this lawyer's revelation, more revelation, caused a lot of reactions. You know now, social media is not going to rest when they hear that. You know what people did? They went to pull up Festus Keyamo's tweet. Let me read his tweet there. He wrote, and this was in 2019, by the definition of school certificate or its equivalent in section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, you don't need a WAEC certificate to become president or governor. But if you present a forged WAEC or other certificate to INEC for any office, you will be disqualified. Well, in response to Keyamo, Daniel Boala wrote, all the factual and legal points that Festus Keyamo raised and argued about Tinubu's certificate forgery from High Court to Supreme Court are the points haunting Tinubu's legitimacy today. All the tweets that Festus Keyamo made in 2019 to defend Buhari's certificate are the tweets killing Tinubu's defenses today. Keyamo to Tinubu is what Maguire is to Man United. Didn't I tell you? Kokoro ton jeffo, inu efo lo wa. Yes, you can't play. You can't play with me. No, I had to go there, but that Daniel Wallace.
Honestly, we need to comment a little, you know, on this tweet from Mr. Boala. Honestly, you see all the things they used in supporting Buhari when he told us that his certificate was missing, that, you know, he submitted it to military or whatever. It's still those tweets that is now turning around to haunt them now. And that is just what Mr. Boala is saying. Honestly, Faces Kayamo, I don't know. These people. Let's just
it was but it's
sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that some politicians, especially those people who are career politicians, they don't have shame. They don't care.
Honestly.
Isn't it true, Ayo? I want to come to you on this one because, I mean, Daniel Boala really just hit the nail on the head there.
Yes.
Because the whole point is about, you know, the fact that whether Tinubu forged the certificate or not, but we know that the case is in court.
Yeah.
So there's no evidence until it's proven because obviously all we have is a deposition.
Yes.
I mean, a transcript. And so it needs to be investigated like the lawyers have said.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Wow, so many things. A busy day yesterday. I don't even know where to start.
Yes.
From. We've had, you know, quite a detailed conversation, as you alluded to, when we were speaking about this story. But to Chief Bayo Ononuga's tweet and Mr. Festus Keyamo's old tweet. By the way, they say he's been quite quiet. Maybe his ministry must be very tasking.
Oh, he's going to come with it.
Because we haven't heard a lot from him. The only thing we can see are his old tweets. He hasn't responded, and it is very unlike him.
Yes.
So I have to mention that.
Yeah.
Usually he's very quick to respond. But on the issue on ground, yesterday's press conference gave the Atiku camp an opportunity for the first time himself, that's Waziri Abubakar Atiku, to speak to these issues. And he had talked about the fact that he was doing it based, you know, and as we've said a number of times, beyond the law, on issues of morality. We're talking about the seat of the president. It ought to be honorable. So that he has given us the definition clearly. And so except he wants to go against what he says he made a mistake or he didn't interpret the law properly, he has already answered the question for APC.
Yes.
Now, another thing is that I want to talk to the insinuations and innuendos that Chief Bayo Ononuga spoke about. And that's why it's clear to say there are insinuations as well from the other camp in terms of parties stating that, oh, the certificate was gotten from third party. When there's nothing, absolutely nothing like that in the deposition.
Yes,
that has to be made
I showed
clear.
you guys. I actually did go to the Chicago State University.
So, Doc, yeah, this is it. I don't really want us to.
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this people's show. Why did it stop? Okay, fine. Let's do.
Yes, and yeah, I have another video. Well, Doc, before we go into that,
let's remind our audience once again that it's not as if we have not said this. It's not as if what Arise newspaper are saying is new, but just so we remind them that what they know that we have told them still remains what it is. The deposition document is available, and Chicago State University repeatedly mentioned important things. There was no request for certificates at any time whether in 1979, 1989, 1999, or till 2020 by Bola A. Tinubu.
Very important.
There was no application for a replacement certificate by the same name. The only time someone applied for a replacement certificate was by Enahoro Eba, which they released to him. The one they now call the INEC diploma, the deposition specifically said, Westberg said there, that he's only seen that certificate in the course of this case, and that the university cannot authenticate that as having been issued by them. That is what the law required. That settles the whole situation. That fulfills the tweet of Keyamo. The issuing body said, even if there is one that they themselves requested that is with them, the one given to INEC, which is the material evidence in contest here, was not issued by Chicago State University. The Supreme Court can choose to do or say whatever they want to say, but Nigerians, we know what is the truth. They can gag the media, but Nigerians, we know what is the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. So I have these two other videos to play, and then we'll summarize for today. Let's take this.
Yoruba people in the entire globe, that's the estimation. There are 222 million thereabout people in Nigeria. There are 93 million registered voters in Nigeria. The verdict that is in Ashad Bola Ahmed, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's hand, is by 8 million people. Shall all of us who are not part of that 8 million now say to ourselves that we are now at the proudest moment of our lives, wherein under deposition, documents are flying about, some saying female, some writing male, some saying he came with a social security number that is tied to a woman. Some, look, let me tell you, Sheung, I know a lot of people who spoke the Bola Tinubu presidency into power. People like my very respected brother Femi Fani-Kayode, who must have their tongue clipped now because they will be greatly embarrassed. That is this what we have really become? And you know, Sheung, the painful thing about it is that we want the entire country to pretend as if Atiku is now so guilty because he has the stamina and the gusto to go through all this. Even if nothing happens from the Supreme Court, and if something happens from the Supreme Court, would this not be a line that we should never cross in this country? And I need to put it to you, Sheung, Atiku, this is not the first time Atiku has put himself in harm's way just for all of us. Even if you can't remember any, possible for somebody to stay in power perpetually, and somebody had to stand at top time when even generals in this country were mooted. People in England are telling me now that nurses are going to have to go and redo their nursing qualification exam. You know why? Because we have now become a nation of cheaters. We have now become a nation of duplicitous people who cannot even, I mean, come on, even the back ends of some other countries. You know what the governments of the countries are doing? They're doing like this. They are whispering behind our back. And Sheung, when we wanted to go on this journey, one day I was on one of those programs, I always try to speak fact. I tried to say to even the president then that is immortality in the villa, because the contraption and everything put together does not suggest that this is the best that Nigeria can put forward. And before you start telling me about any genius economic policies, the reality on ground does not even suggest so. That team that he has put together could have been put together for any other person that will carry the honor, the integrity. Sheung, do you know how I feel? I feel diminished. I feel that, are these the children of Bafemi Awolowo? Are these the people that Abraham Adesoya and the likes of them in AD, did they know all this and allow it to slide? Must we now get to a position in the world where we're sending like thousands and thousands of emails to one institution to ask for the same record that could have been produced? Did you read the deposition? Even the school itself must bury his head in shame. The school has a right to say, this is totally the position we have, and be unambiguous about it. They can't write that deposition in a manner that in one breath you get the impression they are saying, oh, he's because he went to our school. In another breath they are saying, we can't validate the society certificate. In another breath they are saying, vendors did it. In another breath they can't find the person that signed it. In another breath,
Just a moment, Mr. Showumi.
Yes. So, Doc, a lot of things. A lot of
Mr.
things.
Mr. Showimi has said it all.
Yes.
He has said it all, and the only thing I want to say is this issue of the Chicago State University. I think it is a settled matter in one way. The only thing now is how the Supreme Court will interpret it, because we know it is it's written in plain English. There is
Yes.
no
So
legalese.
one thing you know is that, the APC, they are good at painting the wrong narrative. And you've seen what the tweet that Bayo and Enoga tweeted. They are just trying to tell the world not to believe the truth. So if we don't keep countering some of those false information that they
I
are
agree.
sending out there might be some people who want to, assimilate those information
agree.
which are
I
not
agree.
true. Because,
I agree.
and you know that Nigeria is one funny country. Before you know it, you see that the Supreme Court judges would tend to bend to the direction that the APC is going to. At the end of the day, they will give us
In
the
that
kind of
one,
judgment that we least expected.
in that one, I believe that the Supreme Court is not moved by whatever narrative. The Supreme Court is under, let me put it this way. I believe they're under hostage by the government to do their bidding. The power that is controlling them is beyond the narrative created in the Twitter by APC.
Mm-hmm. So
now, how do I know? How do I know? We were here when we saw a name that was a defense lawyer in a case that had not been decided. And that case is against the president. And the president picked that lawyer and made him a minister over the judiciary. So he becomes the chief executive officer. The defense lawyer who is defending a case against the president was picked and made the chief executive officer of the judiciary. The person who will submit the budget that will be presented on behalf of the National Judicial Council, the person used to be a defense lawyer in a case that had not been concluded. What moral ground do these people have? They don't have morals at all. And in the midst of that, a Supreme Court justice, the chief judge, you picked your son, you make him a judge. Couldn't you just say, my son, in the worst case scenario, just about 4 years, I will retire. If you are still credible, keep practicing. Other people who are coming, they will make you a judge, no problem. Must you? He vetted those judges and saw his son's name. Only God knows how many of the judges that were included there by his son's recommendation. Daddy, I want to be there. And daddy, this is my girlfriend. And daddy, this is my friend, my schoolmate. Daddy, this is my so-and-so. So out of the 30, the Supreme Court, the chief judge might have one son and 9 other acquaintances of the son. You heard Odinkalu saying that in this particular judges, the Supreme Court judge inaugurated, that there are some people, either they failed or they didn't even write exams, and they moved them over those who wrote the exams. Are you trying to tell me that that kind of set of leaders cares about how you feel? On the day he's inaugurating, putting a garland over his son as a judge, he was telling Nigerians who are screaming on the media, do the right thing, that we are being vitriolic in our speeches. Are you telling me that such judges care about you? Good night.
Yeah, so guys, for those who are just joining us now, we started with David Hundeyin's tweet. He brought up an affidavit that was sworn by this sitting President Tinubu, years back. In that affidavit, it was saying that Tinubu claimed that he has 2 different degrees that he got from 2 different universities. And also, we try to show you guys that it was discovered yesterday that he went to update his name on Wikipedia. So the Adekunle that is seen in the on the NYC certificate that he submitted to INEC, that people have been wondering where did this Adekunle came. They went to add it, in his name on Wikipedia. So that has really broke the internet because people are like, even in a broad daylight, they are still doing this one. We are still on that of Chicago State University, only for them to go to Wikipedia to add. So it's no more BAT, as in Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's now Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. So we shared with you a video where a guy, Ben Jokes by name, he also has a YouTube channel. You can also check it out. He was saying that he went to Wikipedia to check, only for him to discover that they updated his information about 9 hours ago. So it was really the truth that they've gone there to edit his information. And we are like, let it not be that one day we wake up only to discover that some of the information or some of the documents submitted to INEC, all of them are now having Adekunle attached to them. So that is Nigeria for you. And I want to share this video with you guys. This from Aisha Yusuf, which was just like lamenting on how a policeman, tweeted. Somebody asked a question and they put up a tweet. I mean, the police responded using a tweet, only for them to quickly edit that, delete that tweet just minutes after they posted it on Twitter, because, I think the tweet was actually hurting them. Let me just play that video so that you listen
How
to it and then we'll
all
call it
of
a
this
day.
Tinubu's forgery, this forgery saga that is going on, how it is going to destroy every fabric of our society. And I will just tell you in a bit. So someone did a tweet on Twitter, yeah? And then in this tweet, he was asking a question. And the police on forgery, if you forged something, and a police spokesperson came out and responded to the tweet. I think they said about 45 minutes later, he deleted the tweet. Let me just read it out to you. So this guy on Twitter, he's got hashtag our favorite online doc, Dr. Olufu Milayo. So he did a tweet and said, quick question for the police NG. He tagged the Nigerian police Twitter handle, that's X handle. And his question goes like this. If I used to live in Abuja and bought a Mercedes SUV at the Mercedes dealership in Abuja, then I moved to Port Harcourt some weeks later, then found out that I have lost the car receipt and I don't know anymore where all the original car papers are. If I now go to Oshodi under bridge and tell a vendor to sharply forge some Mercedes documents for me to replace the one I lost, at least I'm the one that bought the car. That's what he said. And I make sure I tell the vendor to cook the documents to my taste. If one day I run into police at a checkpoint and they suspect my car documents are dubious and not the original one issued by the Mercedes car seller, do the police have any right to interrogate me or arrest me for any crime? Please kindly help me repost till I get a response from the police NG. Then he now goes on to say that Dr. Lufumilayo, right? He said, if the police NG now calls Mercedes dealership in Abuja to verify the document I have presented to the police, but the Mercedes dealership disowns the document and says they did not issue it, does the police have the right to still question me further? Then he said, especially if I have already told the police that considering my influence on social media, any question on my original car documents will certainly do me irreparable damage. Please, will it be right for the police NG to still be asking any question? So, he put that out there. Then, of course, what would happen? There was a response from. Let me just get the response now. So from DSP Bright Dafe, who is the public police relation officer of Delta State. So he says, Does this question make any sense to you at all? You forge a document and you are here asking questions. Google forgery on criminal code or penal code and the definition and punishment. About 45 minutes later, tweet is deleted. I'm sure when they maybe there's a call somewhere to say, oh yeah, maybe call from the top. So there are different things that people are saying on this one, right? That some people say that maybe yeah, he actually knew, but he deliberately put it out that there are some officers of course that will be frustrated about what is going on and everything. But it looks as if, he probably didn't look at the whole thing, because that is exactly the same thing with what's going on with Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu from birth to birth. Hey, what
Good night.
Tinubu cannot change does not exist. That's
Exit.
just the
Good night.
question
This is a
about it.
good way
Does not
to end.
exist.
Aisha, thank you.
So, but
Good
honestly,
night, Nigeria.
Ah, so it's no longer bat, it's now bat. So you stretch it a bit, honestly. That's Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. Oh my God. That is where we are as a country. Like somebody tweeted, she was like, these people, they are not even showing any sign of remorse. They are not even sorry for what they've done. The image, how they've dented our image as a country, those things don't even touch them at all. They are rather doing more, as in doing more. But honestly, we are waiting for them at the Supreme Court. Doc, I don't know if you have anything to add as we call it today.
I just want us to end on the note of this new name. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Oh my God. So, guys, thank you all for joining us today. I hope you got one or two information. If not any other thing, you've heard that his information on Wikipedia has been updated. They've added and minus and all that. So, yes, that's the kind of country we are into. I just hope that the Supreme Court helps us to fix Nigeria again. I really want to appreciate you all for being a part of today's live session. Please give this video a like, give this video a like, thumbs up, so that YouTube will see need to recommend it for more people to watch. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Please, each time you click that notification bell, it gives you option. You have to click on all, meaning that you'll be getting all our notifications or any updates that we have for you guys. You'll get a notification. If you don't make a choice, YouTube will decide for you. So when you click that notification bell, YouTube gives you different options. Just go to all and click on all so that you see everything on this channel. I really want to appreciate you all for staying with us till the end of today's live session. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Doc, thank you for all your
All right.
contributions.
Yep.
And good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Thanks. Yeah.